We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica. Seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, on the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we do believe in the truth and nothing but the truth. So, you are about to discover what Vybz Kartel, Yendi Phillips, and Titty had in common before Titty fled to the United States of America. Yeah. If you remember Titty is the woman that was in a relationship with Vybz Kartel, and she's the one that got Shorty called Vybz Kartel with and stabbed him, and Titty had to run left her slippers because Shorty had caught them. She saw them on the camera, and she was lying in wait to catch Titty, but Titty was, she said Titty was fast like 10 Batman, so she ran leave Shorty and run left her slippers. So she had to flee from Jamaica for her life because, as you know, that Shorty is that Stanisha Johnson, that's Cartel's baby mother. You know that she's from a crab-up family, I would say, Corozo family, and Corobuncus. Some ugly say that, no ugly say them ugly, but them ugly in a criminality to Dodos and all those people, and you understand? Yes. So she had to run away. So we're gonna share some story, share something with you, what they have in common, what Titty and Yendi Phillips and Vybz Kartel have in common. So before we continue, as we tell you about this allegation, we have contacted Yendi Phillips via S, which is formerly Twitter, and we send the channel's number to talk with her about this matter, but she hasn't responded. So we're gonna, we just, so you get ready to uncover the hidden connection between Vybz Kartel, Yendi Phillips, and a woman known as Titty. Yeah, we just use her alias. Vybz Kartel know her and know her well. Shorty, that a Tanisha Johnson, she know Titty well, cause she, cause two of them short, and remember, we're gonna remind you again that anyone that Vybz Kartel touch, him have to go around there. And Titty, Titty is the person that one of the carburetors in regards to Vybz Kartel activities, as a rear admiral. Vybz Kartel go there and round there. But we can't say for sure, we can't say that about Yendi Phillips based on what Titty has said. So we don't know if it happened after, if he has been there and around there with Yendi Phillips, allegedly. So we only can talk about there, you understand, based on what Titty has stated, that they had, Cartel, Yendi Phillips, and Titty, all three of them, yes, in the same place that, Shorty, stabbed Vybz Kartel, and he got the 7 stitches, and Vybz Kartel almost lost his life. Yeah, but it was Sean Storm that took him to the hospital at Medical Associates. So that's why he's very, very close to Sean Storm. But, you see that they're talking about Sean Storm being loyal, and I don't know how a man praise being a criminal. You just give God thanks that, because of one man. And most Jamaican people don't even know why, Vybz Kartel was acquitted, but why he was acquitted by the court. So this is a story shrouded in controversy and intrigue that ultimately led to Titty's flight. Yeah, Titty's flight to the United States. These tales go far beyond mere gossip, touching on deeper issues of power, control, and the dark side of fame. A tale of intense relationships, secret encounters. Yeah, man, Vybz Kartel, in a play, Yeah. So Vybz Kartel, one of the most influential figures in dancehall music, has long been known for his unconventional and often controversial lifestyle. But beneath the surface of his public persona lies a web, of complicated and intense relationships that have raised eyebrows and sparked countless rumors. At the center of this web are two women, Yendi Phillips, a celebrated beauty queen, yes, and Titty, a woman whose involvement with Cartel became so difficult that she eventually fled the country. Yeah, she have fled Jamaica. Yeah, man, to save her life, because she had a family with a killer, man. Me, I tell you, I just saw it. So what did these three have in common? Well, their connection was more than just coincident, and it was a mix of physical intimacy, emotional turbulence, and the harsh reality of navigating life again alongside a man whose life is as chaotic as it is glamorous. Titty, in particular, found herself entangled in a relationship with Cartel that went beyond the ordinary, one that pushed boundaries both physically and emotionally. The allure and the danger. For Vybz Kartel, women like Yendi Phillips and Titty represent more than just romantic partners. They were drawn into a world where attraction, power, and danger intersected. Cartel's allure wasn't just in his fame or music, but in how he lived on the edge, constantly blurring the line between love and control. So the most beautiful woman he ever been with is Yendi Phillips. He loved her, but we'll tell you why the relationship didn't, last that long as Sit-em. Yes. So for Titty, this meant enduring physical encounter that left her in pain, but also caught up in the thrill and the financial rewards that came with being close to Vybz Kartel. So the reason why, every time in time Titty, she's Vybz Kartel touch her, because he might go there and then he might go round there. So when him go round here for days, she in a pain because she say him soldier big, if you understand what I mean. And those of you who are Jamaicans, and we can just talk in a Jamaican language. Yeah, Vybz Kartel body big, she say, and in time him go around there, mash her up. So she have to have things, and until round there. Hey man, became some things, honestly, I don't know how people do all them something, but hey, man. So Yendi Phillips, known for her elegance and poise, became part of this complex narrative, further intertwining the lives of those in Cartel's orbit, while their exact involvement remains the subject of speculation. The mere suggestion of a connection between Yendi and Cartel adds another layer of intrigue to the story, highlighting how fame can pull unlikely individuals into its gravitational pull, often with unforeseen consequences. So fleeing from fear, Titty's desperate escape. But this connection wasn't just about shared experience, but about survival. As Titty's involvement with Cartel deepened, so did the risk. Tanisha Shorty Johnson, Cartel's longtime partner and baby mother, was not one to stand idly by. When she discovered Titty's presence in Cartel's life, things took a dark turn. Rumors of threats from Shorty's family, who allegedly had criminal ties, made it clear that Titty's life was in danger. The stake was too high and the fear too real. Because them people, them not run for kill people, Shorty cousin them. Yeah. Titty's decision to flee to the United States was not just an escape from a tumultuous relationship. It was a matter of life and death. Leaving behind her home, her life in Jamaica, and everything she knew was the only way to ensure her safety. This act of desperation underscores the extent of the danger she faced, all because of her involvement with a man whose life was as dangerous as it was captivating. So we'll continue in the dark side of fame and power. So the story of Vybz Kartel, Yendi Phillips, Titty is more than just a sensual tale. It's a reflection of the dark side of fame and power. Cartel's influence over the people in his life extended beyond the usual boundaries, creating a different boundaries that this man would extend. Toxic environment where love, control, and fear were intertwined. For Titty, the price of being close to Cartel was nearly her life, a reminder that the glitz and glamour of fame often comes with an hidden cost. So she never minded it because Titty make money. Though not directly implicated in some dangers, Yendi Phillips was caught in the same web. Her name forever linked to a narrative that speaks to celebrity culture, powerful, sometimes destructive force. It's a cautionary theme for anyone drawn to the allure of spotlight, showing how quickly admiration can turn into something much more sinister. So it's a story that echoes beyond the headlines. As we delve into the connection between Vybz Kartel, Yendi Phillips, and Titty, remember that this story is more than just an headline. It's a narrative that touches on issues of power, control, and impact of fame and personal relationships. It's a reminder that lives of those we idolize are often far more complex and dangerous than they appear, and that the allure of being close to power can sometimes lead to devastating consequences. Titty's escape to the United States of America is a testament to the length one must go to protect themselves when caught in the dangerous orbit of an influential figure like Vybz Kartel. Her story, along with Yendi Phillips' involvement, is a stark warning about the hidden cost of fame and the dangers that lurk beneath the surface of public personas. So as we reflect on this tale, consider the broader implication and the real-life impact on the individual impact involved, reminding us of human costs behind the headlines. So Titty escape to the United States of America is a testament to the lengths one must go to protect themselves when caught in dangerous orbits of an influential figure like Vybz Kartel. Her story, along with Yendi Phillips' involvement, is a stark warning about the hidden costs of fame and the dangers that lurks beneath the surface of public personas. As we reflect on this tale, consider the broader implication, real-life impact involved individuals, reminding us of human costs behind the headlines. Vybz Kartel once famously remarked that Yendi Phillips was the most expensive woman he had ever spoken to, offering a glimpse into the complexity of their brief yet intriguing relationship. This comment was more than just a throwaway line. It revealed a dynamic where Cartel, known for his larger-than-life persona and lavish lifestyle, was challenged by the demand of a woman who set her standard unapologetically high. So basically, he must say, boy, hey, them girl, you know, ordinary girl, you have to be like a, yeah, you have to be like a Pablo Escobar. And Pablo Escobar and the man, they can manage them kind of woman, they must say. So the clash of two worlds. So Vybz Kartel, a dominant figure in the dancehall scene, is no stranger to extravagant and the extraordinary. His lifestyle, marked by luxury and excess, has always been a significant part of his public image. However, when he crossed paths with Yendi Phillips, a woman of elegance, beauty, and independence, Kartel encountered a different challenge. Yendi, a former Miss Jamaica and a public figure in her own right, was accustomed to a certain level of sophistication and expectation that Kartel found, that Kartel found challenging to sustain despite his wealth and influence. So Kartel was a mean brother, in a whole heap of spending per woman, you know. But I tell you, so the money, you have pretty woman you have to spend per hour on the bridge, you know. So you go, you know, the money are real dirty money, you know. Yeah, so you understand? So Kartel, so Yendi was just not another woman to be wooed by the usual display of wealth and charm that Kartel was used to employing. She represented a standard of living and expectation that went beyond the material, demanding a level of commitment, sophistication, and perhaps even emotional depth that Kartel was unwillingly and unable to meet. So if Kartel was with her and everything, they want to charge with murder, you know. So his decision to walk away, faced with Yendi Phillips, high expectation, Kartel made a decision that was as telling as it was surprising. He chose to end things. For a man used to getting what he wants, this admission was not just about financial costs of maintaining a relationship with Yendi, but also about realizing that some things are simply out of reach, even for someone as influential as Kartel. Kartel's decisions to step away can be seen as a rare moment of vulnerability, an acknowledgement that he was unable to keep up with Yendi's high standards. It was not just about the money, but about a clash of values and lifestyle, and perhaps an understanding that Yendi's world differs from the one he was comfortable navigating. So boy Kartel used to them kind of sophisticated women, and them just used to use corals and the coral bunkers and dirty bungle them. So Yendi was a different one, and him never comfortable navigating it. That's kind of him never in them kind of world. So the implication of Kartel's statement, Kartel remarks about Yendi being most expensive woman he had ever spoken, carries weight beyond the financial. It reflects a more profound recognition of Yendi's self-worth and refusal to settle for anything less than she knew she deserved. So in a world where Kartel is often seen as the one in control, this was a moment where he recognized that Yendi was operating at a level that he could not or choose not to match. So he couldn't control her. So as Kartel put it, Yendi's high maintenance can be interpreted as material demands and her expectations for respect, commitment, and relationship aligned with her values. For Kartel, thrive in a world of fleeting encounters and relationships that often revolve around his terms, Yendi represented a challenge that required more than just money, a level of dedication and alignment he ultimately chose not to pursue. Wow. So a lesson in self-worth. Yendi Phillips' interactions with Vybz Kartel is a powerful reminder of the importance of self-worth and the value of setting high standards in relationships. Yendi's refusal to compromise on her expectations, even in the face of Kartel's fame and wealth, is a testament to her confidence and understanding of what she deserves. It's a narrative that speaks to the importance of knowing your value and not settling for less, even when faced with someone as influential as Vybz Kartel. For Cartel, this experience was likely a lesson in the limits of wealth and influence. It's highlighted genuine compatibility, shared values, and mutual respect that money cannot buy. While surprising to some, his decision to walk away was an acknowledgement that in the end, he had met someone who played by different rules, someone whose standard he was not prepared to meet. Sophia's standard so superior to Vybz Kartel. So the story of Vybz Kartel and Yendi Phillips is more than just a tale of high-profile relationship that didn't work out. It's a narrative that underscores the actual cost of relationships. It's not about the financial expense, but about the willingness to meet someone at their level, respect their standards, and engage in a relationship built on mutual respect and shared value. Okay, so boy, but it seems so him couldn't deal with her demands, and him not left Shorty. So Shorty have something where, as say boy, wicked, as them say boy, Shorty the time. Hey boy, I tell you, what Jamaican people mean by human time, man? Oh, well, boy, Shorty ugly still, so she really have a time still. Cartel and the flower still doing them, but Cartel look a better than him still, because I fall I'm kidding him daughter, a prettiest one that the one of them say none of us daughter. So Yendi Phillips' decision to maintain her standard, even when faced with the allure of Cartel's world, is a powerful message to anyone who values self-respect and integrity in their relationships. And for Cartel, his remarks about Yendi being the most expensive woman he had ever spoken to is a candid admission that sometimes the actual cost of a relationship is not just one that can be measured in dollars, but in the willingness to rise to the occasion or to walk away when you can't. And that makes sense, you know. So the narrative we have shed light on a deeply troubling, complex situation involving Vybz Kartel, Tanisha Shorty Johnson, and a woman referred to as Titty. So the story is a sensational account of personal relationships gone awry and the reflection of a broader societal issues that deserve careful examination and critique. So below, upon these themes and emphasize the importance of ethical storytelling and responsible consumption of such content. You know, the story of Vybz Kartel and the women involved reveal a disturbing pattern of violence, control, and exploitation. When you hear about Tanisha Shorty Johnson allegedly stabbing Cartel upon discovering his infidelity, it's not just a tale of passion or jealousy. It's a glaring example of how violence has become normalized in certain relationships. So, you know, the incident reportedly, as we reported to you before, in I will tell you that Shorty almost killed Vybz Kartel. As we tell you, over here, I will let you hear that in Shorty's own words. You know, so you understand. As we tell you them thing there, we give you the facts. And the incident reported referred to in Cartel's music suggests that such behavior is part of his persona as a gallus, a womanizer. But there is nothing glamorous about it. This normalization of violence is dangerous, especially when embedded in music and public narrative that reach impressionable audiences. So when you talk about all of them things then, you know, in a music, him just it's no good because kids are hear it, you know. But as him say, and a film job for raise people picnic. So the sexual exploitation and objectification, the graphic description provided by Titty of her encounter with Cartel raises serious concern about sexual exploitation and objectification, referring to a person by a demeaning name like Titty. Most of them call her still doing, but you understand? And detail their sexual interaction in such crude terms reduces the individual to nothing more than a sexual object. So if Vybz Kartel never see Titty as in a relationship with her, we have no intimate, that kind of connection, that kind of feeling. He might like her, but him not Because I can't love that. You can't love more than one people. But I saw you go on them things still. And a part of the Jamaican culture. In Jamaica things different, but in America it kind of even more awkward. More, yeah, in America, so easy for, especially a man at work. Well, man them were involved in a drugs dealing. Yeah, we can't tell you that. Yeah, men were involved in a drugs in a foreign. Most of them can have more than one woman, but in a man in a normal thing, so easy and them thing they expect, you understand, because you have to understand, women watch clock and all them thing there, and you understand. But you have some men, they will find them way and them thing there, because you don't know, say, from your liar then you have to just continue your life. But once you change your life for them thing there, you just got to be a decent man now, you understand what I'm saying? Or woman, a decent man or a woman. So, yeah, as we tell you already, say, Vybz Cartel, not an ordinary man, and Titty, remember saying, say, she said, boy, Vybz Cartel, him go both places, him go there and around, him go there and around there. So if you understand what I mean, when we say around there, we are talking about the, the rear admiral part, you understand? So we have to be careful, with me, as content creator, you have to be responsible for approaching, narrative that with sensitivity and awareness, because some people, them think, it's really, some people take it real personal, and sometimes, especially when it's true, most people do not like to know them past life become public for more reason than one, because what most people must understand, any person that you marry to, whether a man or a woman, if that person was a virgin, them have a past life. So you have to just learn to live with it. But guess what? Some people live a life of lies, because them tell lying about themselves and try to put themselves as some squeaky clean image in which they are not. Some women, hey, look here, as my mother said, and I am going to say it, whether or not you want to believe it, Vybz Cartel and the flowers, when I try to compare yourself with man and them thing, or be like somebody we are real people, but you don't know, say, all of us as people and them thing, we as people, we look on people and we judge them based on their outer beauty, whether them good looking or not, or just so it go. So the thing is that now with Vybz Cartel and the flowers. Yeah, so you don't know, say, for a man like Vybz Cartel to be in a relationship with a woman like Yendi Phillips, that's, we'll say that's a blessing on them thing, but you don't know, say, it's not because she really attracted to the ugly man. It's because, you have to understand, it's because of money. Yes, I will tell you that, because I show you this now, and if Vybz Cartel was selling Star at half a tree and Ugly Park Road at the stoplight, Yendi Phillips wouldn't look at Vybz Cartel. So that's to show you, say, how money can influence people's decision. And, that's why I would tell you that most of these women, if they weren't raised a certain way and have certain morals and ethics and decency, you can't just, that's why you can't just look at a woman because she, beautiful on the outside beauty, That's not the only beauty, the most beautiful part of a person is the inner beauty. Yeah, some people ugly like dopey, but trust me, inside, very beautiful. Yeah, so as them say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But sometimes we have to be careful, of the things that we are doing and who we gravitate to. Because some people, them just not worth it. You understand? Yeah, so let's be frank, practical, genuine, honest, and cheeky. Whether or not you want to believe it, a harsh reality often goes unspoken in the world of fame and power. So just imagine if Vybz Cartel, one of dancehall's most notorious figure, wasn't a global music icon, but a man selling newspaper, like the Star, yeah, we're talking the Jamaican Star, the Jamaican Gleaner, or the observer. Women like Beanie Man's ex-wife, the Angel, Mixwell, Yendi Phillips, and the other beautiful, high-profile women would have been so eager to share their bed with him. The answer is a resounding no. Because whether or not you want to believe it, no youth will sell star, cleaner, an observer at the corner of Half a Tree Road and Max and Agley Park Road. The woman they won't even look upon them because them not have nothing. So whether or not you want to believe it, fame and money are the ultimate game changers. No matter how a man ugly, fame money no ugly. money will come here where I tell you. So the only reason these Williams were willing to spread open their legs like clothespins, to use a crude but fitting metaphor, is because of Vybz Kartel fame and money. Nothing else. If Vybz Kartel out of Half a Tree a sell star, him know that them only even lock upon him. Fame and wealth are powerful aphrodisiacs that can blur the line of moral judgment and alter perceptions of attractiveness. They can make even the most controversial figure like Vybz Kartel desirable in the eyes of those who might otherwise have had no interest. So, some men, whether or not they want to believe it, if they never have money, women won't even look upon them, have no use of them. Money a power. Money take away all of your ugliness. You could have ugly like sin. I tell you, if you have money and your money count, you ever see some ugly part? Look, I have a virgin and them thing they were name, him dead still, Raymond. Me and him grew up, him father live at Waterford, Vybz. Vybz is a man, him ugly body, you know. Yeah, that I go west from around a Cockburn pen. You understand? Go west father ugly, you know, but trust me, you know, say, I pay a pretty woman, I say woman, I pay Indian and pretty woman that the man they talk to, you know, but guess what? Vybz is a man who have money. Yeah man, the man they although the man they live out, the man they have money, because the man they always drive some hot car back then. So I don't even know if in my life know one of them thing there. So we just show you, so money, yeah man, they can make even the most controversial figure like Vybz Kartel desirable in the eyes of those who might otherwise have had no interest. So in the world of celebrities and high profile relationships, it's not uncommon to see standard and self-respect take a back seat when faced with the allure of power, wealth and the limelight. Vybz Kartel didn't just capture these women's attention through charm or good looks. He did it with the influence and financial clout that came with it. Yes, with his success. For many, the appeal of being associated with a famous name can override the usual considerations of character, ethics, genuine attraction, hypocrisy, power, and possession. But here's the kicker. While Vybz Kartel enjoyed the thrill of being with these women, there was a bitter irony in his response to infidelity. Despite his cavalier attitude towards relationships and his history of moving through the partners of other artists, well, I tell you, when someone else showed interest in his prize, his beer mother Tanisha Shorty Johnson, Cartel reportedly reacted with jealousy and hurt, crying like a baby. And sometimes he even has to go as far and get them killed. Yeah man, nonopus. He make them kill nonopus, because nonopus in a thing. Yeah, in a shorty thing. And she a real corrosive, you know. And then O'Neill voicemail. Oh the man they kill, oh you kill all a man for a woman. And see it, you got a prisoner, you left got a prisoner and look there. A chalice a drugs dealer take away a woman and them thing there. You understand? Only thing you have to show I had 3 boy them and 3 of them, boy, may I tell you. So now you find this beauty queen now, and she not really that pretty, you know. But to Jamaica and see them, and enough of them not really like her, you know. So this hypocrisy underscore a common theme in relationship tainted by fame and money. The double standards that often come with power. Like many in his position, Cartel was unwilling to play the game as long as he was in control. But the moment the table turns, his vulnerability was exposed. A shorty exposed him and show say, man, men baby in him, ball, you know. Yeah, man, we do the video in a year, she said him ball over her pum pum. Yeah, that's only Jamaican will understand that our people have connection with Jamaican. Because you know we're talking a whole heap of language that's, you know, not suitable for others, because you have to be a Jamaican to understand that. So the erosion of standard and values, ultimately this all boils down to the idea that money and fame often supersede moral values, ethics, and the traditional laws of attraction. Decency, self-respect, honesty becomes casualty in the quest for wealth and power. For many women in the orbit of celebrities like Cartel, standards become irrelevant and their choices are driven more by association benefits than genuine affection and respect. So them women put down all of them morals, the laws of attraction, all because of money. Boy, him can't spend and him can't buy this, but Cartel, no sir, him in a and this is too expensive. Yeah, so this isn't to say that all relationships in the world of fame are shallow or transactional. But it does highlight a troubling trend where the allure of money and the status can overshadow personal values. When fame and wealth are in play, the lines between love, power, and possession become dangerously blurred. A sobering reflection of fame and relationship. Whether or not you want to accept it, the story of Cartel's relationships reflects the realities of fame and its impact on personal connections. It's a reminder that in the world of the rich and famous, money and status often dictates the terms of attraction and affection. In many cases, these relationships are built on genuine connection, but on the benefits of being linked to someone with power and influence. In the end, the allure and the fame can make standards, self-respect and decency seem irrelevant, creating a world where relationships are more about what you can gain than what you can give. This reality is harsh, but it needs to be acknowledged and understood as we navigate the complex dynamics of power, fame, and personal relationships. Yeah, so most of the relationship where these men have with these women, it's not genuine, it's because of money. Yeah, because remember I said Vybz, Kartel and flowers. But with the right, when you have money, fame, all of that just blur the line. People don't look on that and them thing is what comes with it. So have yourself a beautiful day. As we said to you before, we had reached out to Yendi Phillips and X for her to respond, but she didn't. You know that she have done interview with Vybz Kartel, Rear Admiral Isaac Buchanan, and we tried to reach out to her. We know that she, traveled between Florida and Jamaica, but she did not respond. So it's over a week since, even before Cartel was out of prison, we have all of this information. So we tried to contact her, but she did not respond. So have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.